Lundholm Gymnasium here in Durham, New Hampshire, and the stage is set for the third act in an epic American East Championship battle between the Albany Great Danes and the University of New Hampshire Wildcats. Welcome inside Lundholm Gymnasium, everyone, alongside Madison Lightfoot. I'm Ben Altscher. Thank you for joining us here on American East TV. Madison, this is the third year in a row that Albany and UNH square off for the American East Championship. The question is, can the Great Danes finally climb Wildcat Mountain?
Well, the Great Danes had a great showing last night against UMBC. They have a really well-balanced team from defense to offense all around. They're really well coached, but the Wildcats have been pretty successful here in Wildcat country, so I think we're definitely in for a battle today.
UNH has never lost an America East tournament game here at Lundholm Gymnasium. They'll try to keep that streak alive and make it 4 consecutive America East titles. Let's take a quick look at today's players to watch. For Albany, we focus on former America East Player of the Year, Lainey Leindecker.
Lainey Leindecker is a great outside player. She really has a ton of tools in her toolbox for the Great Danes. She has a really hard-driven swing when the set's on, but when she needs to live, she has a great off-speed shot that could catch the Wildcats off guard. Closing in on 300 kills this year, already over 300 digs for the senior from Albany. Meanwhile, for UNH, it's the America East Setter of the Year, Keelan Sievertson. Keelan Sievertson is just a fun player to watch. She brings a lot of energy, a lot of excitement, a lot of positivity to her game, and she's one of the most athletic setters in the conference. So I'm really excited to see Keelan orchestrate a great offense, mix it up, and hopefully get a little aggressive at the net. That'll be interesting to see how it all pans out. It's the third meeting in 3 years between Albany and UNH, and first serve coming up next here on AmericaEast.tv. Welcome back inside Lundholm Gymnasium, everyone, in coverage of the America East Volleyball Championship here at AmericaEast.tv. Ben Altscher here alongside former UNH libero Madison Lightfoot, getting you ready for Albany and UNH. The three-peat, right? The threequel between the Wildcats and the Great Danes. These two teams have met each of the last 2 years for the America East Championship. Third time in as many seasons, and Albany has to try and do something that nobody has done in conference championship history, which is beat UNH at UNH. The Lundholm Gymnasium is definitely a place where the Wildcats thrive. They're comfortable. They have a lot of fans show up. The Cat Pack Captains is the name of their student section. They bring a lot of energy. But from what I saw last night out of Albany, it seems like they might be up for the task. They swept UMBC in 3 straight sets. They did a great job. So I think we have a great volleyball game ahead of us today.
There you saw Jill Hershinger, the 21st year head coach of UNH, and has taken this program to previously unforeseen heights over the last few seasons, 3-time defending America East champions and trying to make it 4 in a row. Also a look at today's officials. On the other side for Albany, the Great Danes headed up by MJ Engstrom. Keelan Sievertson featured in our pregame, the America East Center of the Year. Albany, wearing the purple, will have the opening serve. Taken there by the setter, Michaela McCauley. Sievertson to the outside. Tansky's first swing off the block. Leindecker there. McCauley to the middle, and it is off Bowman and out of play. Out of the middle, it is Taylor Robinson getting the early set.
What we saw yesterday when UNH played Binghamton is a real vulnerability in that back right corner, so UNH is going to need to take care of those balls if they want to be successful today.
Bowman with the initial pass, muses the tip out of the back, and it falls in. Everybody caught looking for the Great Danes defensively.
You usually don't see tips like that score on a team like Albany because they're so used to seeing it every day in practice. They're really known for mixing up those off-speed shots.
Sievertson back to serve now for UNH. The Wildcats, a straight sweep over 4-seed Binghamton yesterday, but the Bearcats did not make life easy for UNH. Overpass, tipped right down. Ohama taking care of it up front.
A lot of times the middle blocker gets credit for balls like that because they're the one to put it away, but that ball was set up by Keelan Sievertson's serve that made it difficult for the Albany serve receive to handle.
Gabrielle Hava, tallest player in the starting lineup for UNH, 6'1" sophomore from Illinois. Sievertson, another tough serve and an ace.
Keelan Sievertson has a really deep float serve that tends to move a lot in the air, so she's really going to create some problems for this Albany serve receive today.
2-time reigning America East Setter of the Year, including this season. That was her 37th ace of the year. Another hard-driven float, tough pass. Out of the back, bumped over and wide to the left side.
Last night's semifinal matches really came down to a serve and pass game, Ben. So if Albany can get their serve receive going and stay in system, they're going to be successful, but I haven't seen that so far today.
UNH had a lot of success at the service line yesterday, 6 aces to none for Binghamton. Sievertson again, cuts this one a little short, puts it in the net. So 2 good serves followed up by the miss.
That's the risk you run with an aggressive float, though. When it really risks that top of the net on most of her serves, you run the risk of missing one short every now and then.
Lainey Leindecker back to serve for Albany, the senior from Ohio. Co-player of the year in the America East last season. Passed up by the libero Sarah Carlson for UNH. Muses out of the back, a roll shot. The setter McCauley had it, and unable to pull it out of the net is the libero Nicole Otero. So Muses 2 swings out of the back, 2 kills.
That was a strategic play by Muses to go right at the setter, take Michaela McCauley out of the offense, and really create some trouble for Albany.
Tansky, the freshman, back to serve now for UNH. McCauley, the bump set to the outside, tight through the block. Ohava punches it back. Muses gets a touch, but sends it into the UNH bench.
Albany is going to throw over some balls like that, some unexpected off-speed shots. If UNH can stay calm, collected, and run through those balls to make it look easy, that'll make them successful.
First kill for Chloe Evering, a true freshman from California. Otero, the libero, back to serve now for Albany. Uses the pass. Sievertson the back set. Big rip from Hannah Petke. Otero, though, with the dig. McCauley a back set. Okenwa rips it cross court and wide. First swing for Akwamata Okenwa. Redshirt freshman, part of the all-rookie team a year ago in the America East, but not able to keep that one inside the sideline.
We have a lot of great freshmen in this tournament all around, so I'm excited to see how they step up today.
Carlson, a 5th-year senior on the other side of that for UNH with the serve. McCauley goes right back to Okenwa, and she hammers that one right by the diving Carlson.
Okenwa has such a high reach when her approach is on, so the UNH blockers really need to wait a second on her to go up, time it perfectly to get a touch on that ball.
She was outstanding yesterday for Albany. The Great Danes handle UMBC very easily. Straight sets. Retrievers never got within 5 in any of the sets. Quick set outside, Kennedy Smith. Nice pickup by Otero. Outside it goes, Evering over the block. Carlson with the dig. Sievertson goes back, it's Petke again, off the top of the block and over the reach of Lainey Leindecker.
Hannah Petke's a really solid player. She is a first-year student, but she plays like she's been playing in this gym for years. She brings a calm confidence to everything that she does, and you saw it right there, going high hands, tooling the block, getting a point for her team early in the first game.
Hitting at a good clip this year, over 230 on the season for the freshman from California. Tough pass off the Petke serve. Into the middle, Leindecker coming forward, takes control. Sievertson to Muses, the slide ball, and another kill. That's 3 already for Muses in the first 8 points for UNH.
And that is Demi Muses. That is her bread and butter. That slide behind the setter, off 1 foot, cross court to right back. That's typical Muses. That's why she's been Player of the Year 2 years in a row.
Shared the honor with Leindecker of Albany a year ago, won it outright this year. Tough set for McCauley, jams it out there, and slamming it down the line is Evering.
Chloe Evering got a lot of her kills last night against UMBC off the block. She's really great at tooling the block and using those hands for her own benefit. We just saw that there on that point, and I expect a lot of tools from her today.
Evering led Albany with 10 kills. She was the only Great Dane in double figures yesterday against UMBC. But like you said, in both semifinals, control really came at the service line, and that was the case with Albany too. Here's another ace for the Great Danes, Gabrielle Hansen, the sophomore.
Volleyball really is a serve and pass game. Whichever team can serve aggressively and consistent, but also handle their pass game, is going to win here today.
Another tough serve and another ace from Hansen. Bowman went to the floor to try to get it, but that one dove sharply.
So far, UNH has passed really well early in this game. We've seen the last 2 passes struggle a little bit, but let's see if they can get this one up to Keelan Sievertson here.
Making an adjustment here. Muses stepping back. The pass from Tansky set to the outside. The tip from Smith. Great pickup off the net. Hansen rolls it over. Carlson dives in. Out of the back row. Bowman the tip. That one dug by Leindecker. Set to the middle. Dolan stopped by Muses. Otero back outside. Leindecker's push. Dug up there. Sievertson, Smith, down the line, and in. No, sent it long. Looked like it was inside the end line. Corner official, UNH looking to the corner official, but the corner official on the UNH side really can't see the end line there.
If we check out this replay, we can see it. It looked like that ball was in terms of the sideline, but that call must have been the inline official to be able to call that in or out, long or short.
Albany able to even it up with a couple aces. Here's Smith again, tries cross court this time. One-handed dig by Otero. Overpass though on the set, sent right back. Back set from Tansky, tried to get fancy. Smith rolls this one long.
That was a great dig by Nicole Otero. She laid out, got a hand on it, kept her team in it. It's those types of big defensive plays that create momentum for your side, and if they can carry that on into the next play, that could be a big momentum point for Albany.
4-point run here for the Great Danes with Hansen at the service line. Tough pass from Tansky. Sievertson to Muses, another slide ball, couldn't send it over. Sent just a little bit off the net that time.
If the Wildcats can push that pass up to Keelan Sievertson so that she can put that ball right where she wants it, it'll put their hitters in a better position to execute on that third contact.
Great Danes taking control here in the first set. Bowman handles the pass. Sievertson out to Smith. Big rip through the block and down. Dolan got a good chunk of it, but could not control it.
The first game in championships is always interesting. Those first few points, you're still working through the excitement, a little bit of championship jitters. So as both teams start to settle in here today in Ludholm, I think we're going to see a lot crisper volleyball.
A lot of young players for UNH as well, featuring 3 freshmen in the rotation. Big block set up. Albany able to keep it alive momentarily, but not long enough. Muses and Sievertson with the stuff.
Keelan Sievertson was the setter of the year this year and last year, but one part of Keelan's game that I think doesn't get touched on enough is her ability to set a fantastic block and really press at the net.
A lot of times when the setter's in the front row, the opposition will look to attack too. They go to the middle this time, and the tip falls in front of Carlson. Well spotted by Dolan that time.
Amanda Dolan has a real ability to look at the court and pick defenses apart with tips like that. One of her favorite tips is to zone 4 right there in the left front side of the court. So we're going to need Carlson to step up and pick those balls up for UNH to be successful.
Dolan, tallest player on either team at 6'3". Here's Tansky off the block, dug out of the back by Hansen. McCauley for Linedecker. Around the block, Carlson there. Sievertson to the back row. This is Bowman. Hard roll shot. Pinballs off of Hansen and into the stands.
That was a great dig by Sarah Carlson. She's a 5th-year senior for UNH. She was a 4-year letter winner on the women's ice hockey team. So she's accustomed to high-pressure situations in this collegiate athletic world. So let's see how she can transfer those skills into this championship match.
Minnesota native using her 5th year of eligibility and has really been a boost defensively for this UNH team this year. Off the shoulder of Smith, a big rip from Robinson that time.
Robinson had a great game yesterday against UMBC. She's really dynamic and has a really heavy arm swing. So the UNH block really needs to line up on her, time it right, get up with some strong hands at the net.
Robinson in her first year with Albany, a transfer from Monroe Community College. Sievertson in the middle. Ohava blocked but out of bounds. Ohava bringing some heat that time.
Ohava was on the 2nd team all-conference this year in the America East. She brings a lot to the middle, unlike Demi Muses. Demi's more of a shot type of player who reads the court, and Gabrielle Ohava is straight power. She's difficult to block and difficult to read.
Make a nice 1-2 combination for the Wildcats. Another ace here for Sievertson. That's her 3rd.
Keelan Sievertson does a great job of leading from the service line. She's consistent all around. She brings a really deep float that moves a lot in the air. And I know when I would pass that ball in practice, I had a difficult time passing it. So we'll see how the Albany service responds here.
Sievertson pointing out a fan with a camera in the crowd that want to turn the flash off. Any little thing to distract the players, certainly you don't want that coming into effect.
Well, good for her for being able to speak up early and address that really quick.
Sievertson serve, trickles off the net. Great effort by Hansen to keep it alive. Linedecker's swing, Muses, puts it on top of the net, and putting it down is Okenwa.
When you have Robinson and Okenwa up there for Albany, you really can't afford to pass balls that tight to the net. They're both tall, they have a great reach, they're athletic, they're able to get up quickly to really make you pay for those overpasses.
Second kill for Okenwa. Here's Linedecker back to serve, all even at 13 here in the first set. Carlson puts it up into the ceiling, uses the long set. Tansky will take a swing. Otero the dig. McCauley out for Everett, off the block, stays on Albany's side, tipped over. Sievertson the first touch. Tansky will set, little movement on the ball. Big swing from Petke, Linedecker there. McCauley back to the middle of the floor. Otero takes the safe space. Sievertson outside. Tansky off the net, off the block and down.
If you noticed in that play how Albany strategically took out Keelan Sievertson on that first contact, and Keelan dug up to Emily Tansky. It's really advantageous for UNH to have a second setter like that to step in, and Tansky has great hands to still orchestrate the offense when Keelan Sievertson's taken out with that first ball.
Longest rally of the game, and Tansky ends up finishing it off. Her serve, McCauley a backside, Okenwa a tip. Petke there. Sievertson to the middle. Petke will take it. It's blocked, dug up by Smith. Back row, Muses short on the tip. Looks like she changed her mind in midair.
That's a tough ball. It's tough when you're swinging from the back row like that. Do you go for it, go all out, or do you try to take a little off it? And sometimes that conservative decision to take some off can ultimately cost you.
Otero lining up for the deep float serve now. Put a little spin on it. Muses a clean pass, sent to the middle. Hava switches to the left hand. Sent over, Sievertson. Tansky, back set for Smith, cross court, out of bounds. Jill Hershinger's seen enough. Albany hanging tight, a 15-14 lead in the first set. Timeout for the Wildcats.
Jill does a really great job when she calls timeouts of asking questions and really giving the players an opportunity to be solution-oriented. She'll ask you, okay, what do you see? What's open? How does it feel out there? She understands that the players that are on the court are really the experts on what's happening in the game. So she really does a great job of giving you that time to breathe, to pause, and come up with solutions on your own.
Well, right now, at least early on, it seems like UNH has been finding room to hit, but so far the Albany defense has had an answer.
Definitely. Albany's defense does a great job of reading, especially libero Nicole Otero. She was Defensive Player of the Year last year. She does a really good job of lining up with that hitter's arm swing and making things look easy. And as a hitter, I can imagine that's frustrating to put everything you have into a swing, to just have a libero lined up perfectly, dig it up nice and easy, and continue that rally.
Well, meanwhile, I'm sure you know as a former libero yourself that there's nothing more satisfying than taking a big swing and passing it perfectly.
Oh, robbing someone of a big kill is definitely a gratifying moment, but my favorite part of the game is still covering my hitter. There's something so cool about your teammate knowing that you're behind them so that they can go for it, trusting that even if they go for it and hit into the block, you're going to be right there to lay out and cover that ball up for them.
Well, these are pretty much the two most storied programs in America's history, Albany and UNH. They have combined for more championships than any other two programs in the conference, and no surprise to see them meeting for the third year in a row to contend for the league's automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. Almost feels like a foregone conclusion to see these two teams here.
Definitely. They're both really well-coached teams that execute in pressure situations, and you can see that here with a 15-14 score.
Otero's serve, Muses, Sievertson, Smith, the tip. Easy dig there for McCauley. Otero goes right back to Okenwa, off the block, Muses there. Sievertson, back set, Petke off balance, dug by McCauley again. Otero sets it up, Okenwa's push, blocked by Smith.
UNH seems to be settling in a little bit more as we reach the halfway mark of this match. They really started off a little jittery, a little nervous. Like you said, they have a few first-year students on their team, but now you can see they're starting to run through some balls. Their movements look a little bit more crisp. We'll see how Sarah Carlson does back here with his serve.
Deep float, Otero gets a lot under it. McCauley, the bump set for Evering, over the block and out of bounds. Albany appealing for a touch, but it looked like it was over the hands of the blockers that time.
Sarah Carlson has a really deep float. She brings a lot of power. If you can see, she starts pretty much as far back as you possibly can in Ludholm. So she brings a lot of power to that serve.
McCauley back for Okenwa. Took a little something off at that time. UNH called in the net. They got Muses.
Those unforced errors can really be a momentum killer in a game like this, especially. So in order to not cost those points, you need to really be aware of where you are on the court to not risk losing points on something like being in the net.
Nina Holmes, a junior from Chico, California, in to serve for the Great Danes. Tansky, the push pass, quick set Muses, again changing her mind midair, the tip picked up. Here's McCauley, the swing, great dig by Tansky, sprawling, Smith the push. Holmes, McCauley, all the way outside, Evering sent back over by Tansky. McCauley to the middle, Dolan, Tansky again with a dig. Smith off the net, rips it down the line.
Kennedy Smith has a great shot down the line, especially when that set's brought out just a little bit inside, the block tends to take a step in on her, and she can really cut it down that line and catch a right back defender on their heels.
Now the two UNH freshmen stepping up in a big way. Series of digs from Tansky there. Here's the serve from Petke, another freshman. Holmes, McCauley, all the way out for Evering, off the block. Tansky again the dig. Sievertson over on two. Holmes read it. McCauley, Evering inside the pin, blocked. Leindecker saves it. Otero has to send it over. Goes high with it. Muses, a calm pass. Muses gets the set. Holmes sends it over. Tansky, Sievertson, all the way outside. Smith off the block and out of bounds.
Kennedy Smith has really stepped up in the latter half of this America East play. She's a real athletic player that has the ability to mix up her shots, and she can catch blockers' high hands like that and catch the defense sucked in a little bit too short.
Out of the Woodlands, Texas. That's been fertile recruiting ground for a lot of teams. Here's Holmes. McCauley gonna go all the way out to Evering again. Sneaks one down the line inside the block. Third kill for Evering. Replaced by Hanson, the sophomore, back to serve now with Albany down one.
In this rotation last time around, Albany did a great job of capitalizing on this serve, knocking UNH off balance and going on a nice little run. So I'm interested to see how this great lineup of serve receivers on UNH's side handles this serve.
Carlson with a clean pass. Sievertson to Smith from the pin, but it's blocked. Dolan and McCauley both there. UNH trying to draw something up that time off the serve.
UNH had a great pass on that ball. That was perfectly where they wanted it, but it looked like the block had already committed on Smith before the set was even made.
Hands getting into it here late in the first set at Lundholm. Uses a slide ball. Hanson can't handle it.
Last night against Binghamton's block really keyed in on Muses, and I mean, that's just a smart move, and she's the reigning player of the year, but it opened up a lot of opportunities for other hitters to step up, so I'm interested to see how UNH balances their offense today with such a dynamic player like Demi up there.
Yeah, the senior only 5 kills with 5 hitting errors last night against the Bearcats. Already 4 kills in the opening set today. Leindecker hammers one home for Albany.
Leindecker is a senior. She's seasoned, she's experienced in this environment. She brings a lot to this Albany offense, and you really need to be patient on defense against her. You need to really hold your base and not commit to something too early, because she does a great job of reading defenses and exploiting vulnerability.
Just the first kill so far this afternoon for Leindecker. Coming down to the wire here in the first set. Going to work on the floor here. Emily Zimmerman, a sophomore from New York, into serve. Carlson the pass, Sievertson, Muses again, the tip down the line, falls in. 5th kill for Muses. She had 5 all of the semifinal against Binghamton.
What's great to see out of a player like Demi, though, is she had 5 kills in that match, but she led her team in digs and blocks. So it really shows how when a team can key in on her offensively, she just steps it up defensively.
Holmes the pass, McCauley, Leindecker again, squeezes it inside the 10-foot line, tough angle.
So if you saw that ball, Michaela McCauley, who was a front row setter, jump set, and when she did that, Gabrielle Hava, the middle for UNH, jumped with McCauley just to prevent that setter dump, and ended up leaving a hole in the block because she couldn't get outside. Smart play by Michaela McCauley.
5'11", good height, and a hitting threat up front at 2 for the Great Danes. Tansky a tip, great reach by Leindecker, saved but not entirely by McCauley. Leindecker did good to get a hand on it, but Tansky put that ball in a tough spot.
So that shot that Tansky just had is called a 4-to-4 shot. The zones on the court are broken down into 6 zones. The outside hitter plays in the 4 zone. Tansky pushed that ball from zone 4 to zone 4. That's a 4-to-4 kill for Emily Tansky.
Sievertson back to serve, hard float, Hanson, McCauley, outside, Leindecker, over the block, Muses. Sievertson pushes it all the way out, Tansky down the line, squeezes it inside. McCauley let it go, thinking it was going wide.
We've seen 2 great swings from the first-year students on UNH's side with those line swings.
Timeout taken by Albany. Wildcats now in control, up 22-20 here in the opening set, trying to push to the finish line.
All of the first-year students on both sides so far have stepped up big. You see that swing actually from a senior, Lainey Leindecker, cross court, read perfectly by Muses, and then freshman Emily Tansky coming in, cutting it down the line, putting her team up 22-20 in the first set of the championships.
Big opening set for the Michigan native, 3 kills, no errors to go along with 5 digs. We saw 3 of them just in that one long rally a few points ago. Tansky
over 300 digs as a freshman. She has come in, earned a place in the starting lineup, and has performed tremendously.
I'm pretty familiar with Emily Tansky. Being a Michigan native myself, we actually played for the same club, Legacy Volleyball Club out of southeastern Michigan. So she's from a competitive club. She had a great high school career, and she's honestly one of the best kids that I know. She's just so kind-hearted, really hardworking, and does a lot for this Wildcat team, offensively and defensively.
Well, it's interesting to look at the disparity on this UNH team, where you have senior leadership from Muses and Sievertson and Carlson, who, even though it's her first year on the team, a fifth-year senior, certainly, as you said, maybe not the same kind of nerves, but then you can also see the foundation pieces for the future of this UNH program in Tansky and Smith, Petke, and Ohava.
It's definitely cool to see when they have the lineup out there with three seniors and three freshmen. It's a really cool balance and a cool dynamic to witness.
Out of the timeout, Sievertson to serve again. McCauley to the middle, Robinson the push, Carlson diving, can't quite get there.
That middle back position can be tough to play in a team like Albany because traditionally your middle back defender wants to stay deep to be able to run down those balls in the corner, but when there's that in-between ball that's just short but not quite short enough for your wings to catch, that can be a tough ball to pick up.
Leindecker back to serve, trying to even it up here for the Great Danes. Muses, Sievertson pushes it way out, Tansky drills it, Leindecker handles it. McCauley sets it up, Leindecker from the back, and it is just long. Muses was right on top of it and let it go.
That was a close ball for sure. It's great to see defenders following that ball all the way to the line. That's a really disciplined defensive move when you can see a player following it all the way, making sure it's out of bounds.
Well, the Great Danes go to their top hitter out of the back row. Tried to even it up there. Instead, Albany takes another timeout, down by 2. But Tansky going back to serve. You saw Muses having a conversation with the freshman about where to aim the serve here.
Definitely. Associate head coach Stacey Barnett typically calls the service zones for each server, but what's really cool about the UNH coaching staff is they put a lot of time and effort into getting to know each player individually. So they'll ask you at the beginning of the season, hey, do you like when I give you service zones, or do you prefer just the free reign to go aggressively where you want? So to be able to tailor their coaching style to each individual player to get the most out of them, I think is a huge part of what has made UNH so successful.
Well, these have been two great programs over the course of their history. There was a stretch where Albany really dominated the America East, but over the past couple years, it has been UNH hosting the championship each of the 3 previous seasons, winning each of the 3 previous seasons, and this would be certainly a tremendous accomplishment for some of these fourth-year seniors like Muses and Sievertson to be able to win the title all 4 years of their career.
Oh, there's nothing like winning at home, I can tell you that much. So I understand that this is a neutral ground, but I think it brings just a little bit of an advantage to be at home with your home fans in the gym that you practice in every day, especially for these seniors that are used to this environment.
Well, that's been the case for this program, especially UNH 13-0 all time here at Lundholm, and on the verge of taking home the first set after another ace.
You'll see the fans start to stand up and clap. That's a tradition here in Lundholm Gymnasium. For each set point, all the fans clap throughout the whole point.
Here it is from Tansky, taken by Leindecker, set back for Robinson, the tip, Petke. Sievertson couldn't navigate her way around Ohava.
That was a great pickup by Petke to come all the way in from right front, but very well placed by the Albany offense in order to mix things up, catch the defense off guard, and ultimately win this point to get them within 2.
Now it's Otero back to serve. UNH can side out and get the set. Deep serve, Muses the pass. Sievertson back set, Petke puts it away off McCauley, and UNH takes home set number 1 off the left hand of Hannah Petke. Wildcats 25, Great Danes 22, and UNH 1 set in, has momentum.
I love to see that confidence that senior setter Keelan Sievertson has in her freshman right side. To go to your freshman when the game's 24-22 on game point shows a lot of confidence that this UNH team has in one another. And for Petke to deliver, that's huge for UNH, huge for their confidence going into the second set with 1 game up. It'll definitely give them an advantage in terms of momentum.
Wildcats with the early edge on top 1-0 here for the America East Championship. More when we come back here on AmericaEast.tv.
Fans, the America East Conference provides member schools and their athletic programs a platform upon which student-athletes can achieve both collegiate and life success through the promotion and nurturing of athletic excellence, academic achievement, and leadership on and off the field. Welcome back to Lundholm Gymnasium, everyone. Ben Alter, Madison Lightfoot here with you for the America East Volleyball Championship. UNH leads Albany 1-0. These two schools meeting for the third year in a row to compete for the automatic berth to the NCAA tournament, Madison. And as we get set to start set number 2, UNH able to pull away at the end of set 1.
You see this final point, Keelan Severson going to Hannah Petke, the lefty, able to pull up a kill for her team on game point. I think the key for the Wildcats is when their freshmen are on and they're playing with confidence and swinging aggressively, they're going to be tough to stop. It's no surprise that Keelan Severson and Demi Muses are going to bring their best. They're the reigning player of the year and setter of the year in this conference, but it's those freshmen that play key roles in this game, and to see them firing on all cylinders early is exciting for the Wildcats.
A pretty balanced first set for UNH. Muses with 5 kills led the way, but you also had Smith and Tansky, those two freshmen you talked about, with 3 kills apiece. Tansky also had 5 digs, leading the way defensively.
Emily Tansky has done a phenomenal job on both sides of the ball for the Wildcats. You mentioned earlier in that rally where she had a series of digs. She tends to come up with those quite often, which is great to see out of an all-around player so young. It's definitely going to be exciting to see her grow throughout her 4 years here at UNH.
On the other side for Albany, you get the sense that the Great Danes would like to get Lainey Leindecker starting to go a little bit more. 2 kills, 2 errors, hit at an even percentage in the opening set. She did have 4 digs, so solid on the defensive end, but maybe looking to get the senior going a little bit more up front.
I think championships bring out a really cool quality in seniors because you start to feel that pressure and that reality of, oh, my season could be over, my career could be coming to a close. So I think as this game starts to unfold, you'll see the seniors, especially Lainey Leindecker, who's hungry for that championship, you'll start to see the seniors step up their game a little bit, bring a little bit more to their style of play.
Two teams will switch sides for the second set. Wildcats will have the serve to open things up. Severson getting in her individual handshakes with everybody. You highlighted her as just a ball of energy for this UNH team.
She really is. I mean, if you notice her before games, as you see her there, she's playing her air guitar, getting into it. She plays best when she plays free and loose. And I mentioned it about the coaches earlier, but they really embrace that. They don't take that as lack of focus. They see it as Keelan's being herself. She's in the moment, and that's when she does her best. So when Keelan Severson's playing the air guitar, things are looking pretty good for UNH.
Maybe best said is you can take the girl out of Florida, but you can't take the Florida out of the girl.
I don't think you can take the Florida out of Keelan Severson.
Bright and sunny as always for UNH. First set, Okenwa with a huge rip.
That was a quick response from Albany. That was a statement saying we might have dropped that first set, but we are here. We are ready to compete. That was a big swing from Okenwa, and now Lainey Leindecker back to serve.
Now, Albany left no doubt against UMBC yesterday. They handled the Retrievers in all 3 sets pretty easily. Ohava off the net, reaching in, Otero kept it alive, but McCauley unable to read that one clearly. Didn't know whether it was going to go off the net or not.
Yeah, that was a great touch by Otero. Those balls are hard to read, especially when they clip off the net like that. When you see a middle coming in hard, you tend to dig in on your heels, and then to be able to spring forward shows her athleticism.
Otero with the pass. Back set McCauley. Okenwa again down the line and wide.
Emily Tansky was ready to dig that ball. She was pulled back, ready to play defense. She didn't go up on that block. That was a smart move by the first-year student out of Michigan.
Tansky's serve. Challenges, overpass. UNH elects to take 3. Left-handed swing. Petke squeezes it through the defense.
When you get an overpass like that and a free ball, you really like to see a team execute and take care of their skills, and you see that there. From the pass to the set to the kill by Petke, that was textbook volleyball by the Wildcats.
And like you said, it all started with the serve. Tansky cuts it short. Leindecker handles this one. Set out for Evering, off the block. Muses gets there. Severson, long set, in from the pin. Smith blocked. Severson dives. Smith up there, pushes it over. McCauley, the middle, Robinson. Severson the touch. Tansky, Smith from the 10-foot line, the roll, off the block and in. Great adjustment midair by Kennedy Smith.
And the crowd got really into that point. That's a big momentum point for UNH. When you can pull up a point on a scramble play like that, that energizes your team all around. And if Emily Tansky can get this serve in and knock Albany off balance, this could be a big momentum play for UNH.
Started with the defense from Muses and Sievertson.
UNH doing a great job early on of taking care of their skills as individual players, which allows them to play as a cohesive unit when each person is doing their job.
Tansky's serve taken by Leindecker. McCauley sets it up for Okenwa. Hard off the net and out of bounds. No touch on the block.
UNH developing some momentum early here in this second game. Let's see if they can continue to ride this wave and be the first team to 10 points here in the second set.
4-point lead. This is the largest lead that either team has had at any point. Serve goes long that time from Tansky.
Maybe that momentum got to Tansky a little too much there. Her adrenaline kicked in, giving her that little extra oomph that pushed that ball just past the end line.
Well, right now, off the 5-1 start in the second set, UNH hitting close to 300 for the match. Albany just 150. Libero Otero serving now for the Great Danes. Smith, the pass, and Mussett.
Otero has a really aggressive serve. It tends to drop at the last minute, so this serve receive on the Wildcat side needs to be patient and really get their feet there in order to finish their pass up to Sievertson.
38th ace of the year for Otero. More aces than errors, which is a little bit rare to see sometimes. Sievertson the back set, Petke down the line. Otero got a piece sent over. Sievertson will try Petke again, off the block and down. Albany sends scrambling and eventually Petke's able to finish it off.
Hannah Petke is doing a great job so far in this match. What a showing by this freshman. As a left-handed right side, she brings a whole different range of shots than a right-handed player and can definitely create some problems for the opposing block. And it seems like Albany's having a tough time lining up on her dominant arm.
Carlson, the libero, back into serve, Evering the pass, gets the set back. Roll shot, Carlson down to get it. Dumped over into the net by Sievertson. Tried to sneak one past the Albany front line that time, but left it a little bit short.
That's a tough call because when it's a perfect pass like that, you definitely can catch the other team off guard by taking it over on two, but you run that risk of wasting a perfect pass on a play like that. So that's a high air play for Keelan Sievertson.
Deep serve, too long from Nina Holmes.
And Sievertson's error there canceled out by a missed serve. When you make an error like that, you like to see a missed serve by the other team. To cancel it out, fresh start, get Hannah Petke back there with a nice hard float.
Holmes the pass, tipped over by McCauley. Sievertson the back set, Muses another slide ball, buries it down the line off Otero.
It's a dangerous game to play to not get a double block up on Demi Muses. She's a player of the year. She has a great arm swing. She can really pick apart a defense, so only to have a single block on her is dangerous. You see Muses' little smile there after she puts that ball down the line.
How tough is it to get a double on a slide ball?
It's pretty tough, especially when you have a front row setter like Sievertson who's really dynamic. There's really nowhere to pull as a blocker. And I'm speaking from my wealth of blocking knowledge here, right? But no, it's definitely difficult to get a double block on. And when you see a single block coming up on a slide with a player like Muses, as a defender, your eyes get real big because you don't know what's coming.
Well, but especially with McCauley in the front row right now for Albany, and the setter maybe tends to roam a little bit more instead of staying at home in a block.
Right.
Muses traditionally out of the middle this time, off the block and out of bounds, and Demi Muses clicking on all cylinders today.
She's definitely playing a really great offensive game today. She's leading her Wildcats from the front of the court, and I'm anxious to see how she continues this performance because she is one dynamic player.
Kennedy Smith serving, taken by Gabrielle Hansen of Albany. Leindecker blocked, Otero saves it, Dolan puts it up, miscommunication there, and Albany called for being under the net. Dolan and Leindecker both went down. Leindecker went over the line, which is a little bit of a newer rule because it's a judgment call now whether you're in the play or not.
Definitely. It's definitely a change in the game, but I think all around right now, unforced errors or not, I think UNH is really starting to pull ahead in terms of their energy and their momentum. They seem to be playing a lot more free, a little bit more loose, really going for their big points.
Albany calling a timeout. The Great Danes choosing not to huddle in front of the bench.
Well, I think when you have a huge student section yelling like that, it might be a little difficult to not only hear what your coach is saying, but focus when you have that big of a student section cheering. This Cat Pack in Ludholm Gymnasium can make a big difference in a game, and you see something small like that makes a big difference when a team is taken out of their routine, taken out of their norm. It can create a big difference.
Great job by our Pack Network camera crew here. This is the Albany huddle. It's actually behind the bleachers, situated behind us at the scorer's table on the near side of the floor. So the Great Danes going all the way over behind the bleachers to kind of just escape the noise a little bit. Now Albany coming back out onto the floor out of the timeout.
Well, that's a shout out to the Cat Pack captains, to the student section here in UNH, for being able to make a little bit of a difference here in this match for their team. Taking a team out of what they want to do, the Cat Pack captains are here, they're loud, and they're ready to cheer their Wildcats on to victory, it seems.
Well, and something like that is really only going to spur a student section on more.
Oh, definitely encouraging them to get even louder than they were before. I don't know if that was the best move, but we'll see how it pans out here in this next play.
Albany trying to rally out of the timeout, down 5, also down 1-0 here in the American Championship. Linedecker blocked, Otero saves it. Linedecker, Otero the standing swing. Sievertson, Muses on the slide, the tip, Dolan, McCauley, out to Linedecker, off the block, Carlson there. Sievertson over on 2, Otero read it perfectly. Linedecker, another swing. Sievertson goes outside this time. Tansky couldn't get a lot on that one. McCauley to Dolan off the block and out of bounds. Long rally and Dolan finishes it off.
It's tough to give a team like Albany an off-speed shot like that right to their defense, because they will capitalize it and make you pay for that ball, as you see there with Amanda Dolan coming up with the tool and the kill. But Dolan's playing back row now, so if I'm UNH, I'm going right back to make that middle play some defense.
Tansky goes down the line, and Hansen's shot goes right into the body of Dolan.
So you can see Albany tried to pull Dolan all the way up to the 10-foot line there in order to take her out of that defense, in order to allow the defensive specialist to take most of the court. It didn't pay off there, as UNH still able to get the kill.
Muse is back to serve now with the Wildcats up 5. Float serve taken by Holmes. McCauley sets for Linedecker off the block. Bowman there, set to the middle. Ohava off the block and out of bounds. Seems like every single swing from Linedecker is either getting blocked back or adjusted off the block, and so it's an easier play for the UNH defense.
You have to wonder if that's because of the set. It's not exactly where Linedecker wants it, so she's trying to live on that ball, or if Lainey Linedecker is playing a little conservative here in the second game.
Tough set for McCauley. Linedecker tried to tip and just screwballed it to the side.
Definitely not the performance so far in the championship that we expected out of Linedecker, but like I said before, seniors step up when a championship is on the line. So I think as this continues to unfold, Linedecker's really going to turn this around and make a huge impact for these Great Danes.
Talking things over with McCauley before this point. The grad student sets it up. Robinson's tip blocked. Robinson punches it up. Hansen sends it over. Bowman, Sievertson, Ohava wants it, gets it. Great dig by Holmes. Otero brings it back into the ceiling. Long bump for Hansen, squeezes it over the net. Pushed over, Hansen there. Holmes tracks it down. Linedecker pushes deep, Muses right there. Sievertson, Ohava off balance, didn't expect the set.
In that play, you saw the tight dig to the net, and that's where Keelan Sievertson's athletic ability really comes in for her team, to be able to get up quick at the net, push that ball over, but it was a ball that the Albany defense was able to run down, keep alive, and ultimately win that scramble play.
Serve from McCauley, taken by Bowman. Sievertson, Ohava wants this one, and Albany called it in the net.
That's unfortunate that there was an unforced error there by Albany's front row player, because that was a phenomenal dig for the Albany defense. Gabrielle Hava really got a hold of that ball, and that was a great dig on the Albany side. But point UNH, Keelan Sievertson back with her tough float serve.
UNH now with 10 more kills than Albany through a set and a half. Long run for Otero. Robinson. Easy play for Muses. Sievertson back to Petke. The tip off Linedecker and in. Petke with a great changeup there.
Hannah Petke having a great day all around. From her big swings cross court to her off-speed shots over the block, Hannah Petke showing that although she has 2 seniors as Player of the Year and Setter of the Year, this freshman is earning her spot and making some noise here in the championship game.
Timeout number 2 taken by Albany, and again the Great Danes will huddle back behind the bleachers as you get a look at the Great Danes. Fans, we want to remind you to engage and stay connected with America East through its social media channels, including Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Snapchat. America East, the source for all your social media needs.
It looks like things are getting so loud here in Lundholm that going behind the bleachers is not quite enough. Albany makes their way into the hallway of the field house to really talk it over and hopefully make a switch here, because they're down 7 to 15 in the second set.
Now this is a totally different experience, one day removed from the semifinals for the Great Danes. Albany's had a great year, 16-9, 9-3 in America East, the number 2 seed for the second year in a row in the conference, but Albany really cruised against UMBC yesterday, did not have much of a problem with the Retrievers. UMBC hit below 100 in all 3 sets, so the Great Danes' strong defense came to play. But today, Albany, the defense is there, but the UNH offense has just been that much better.
UNH is definitely playing more consistent all around, and I think they're showing us why they have not lost a championship match here in Lundholm. Albany had a great showing yesterday against UMBC, but when it's championship time in this gymnasium, the Wildcats show up to play, and they're holding that testament true here today.
You can see why Lundholm Gymnasium has been a nightmare for opponents. Wildcats 13-0 all-time in this building in America East championship play.
It's definitely a fun place to play your championship at home, and it's great to see the Wildcats showing up and making an alumni like me proud.
Here's Okenwa finding room on the near sideline.
If they can get Okenwa going, Albany's going to have a great shot to take this game back. Yes, they're down by 7, but with rally scoring, that can be a quick turnaround if you can get one of your hitters hot.
Right now, Albany having its best success through the middles, and Robinson and Okenwa. Sievertson tried to go to the middle. Ohava maybe with miscommunication there. McCauley to the middle. Okenwa puts another one away.
I just said it, but if Okenwa can get hot and she can put down those balls, she brings a lot of energy, and she's a real dynamic impact player for the Great Danes.
Over 200 kills on the season for the redshirt freshman. Leindecker's serve. Muses elects to take it. Sievertson out for Tansky. Rejected. And it's Okenwa again.
Taking that timeout out in the hallway must have been a great choice, because this is a different Albany team than we've seen so far in this set, and they're forcing UNH to take their first time out of the game.
2 kills, then the block. Aqua Okenwa giving Albany a spark. And Jill Hershinger does not want to see the momentum carried any further as the Great Danes again head off the floor during the timeout.
I think this is a perfectly timed timeout by Coach Jill Hershinger. They're still up by 5. They still have they're still handily leading the Great Danes, but to be able to nip that in the bud, call the timeout, make the switch, hopefully give Albany a different look on serve receive to mix things up. Let's see how the Wildcats respond to this 2-point run by Albany.
There you see MJ Engstrom in the middle of the Albany huddle trying to continue this momentum for the Great Danes. Get another look at the big swing by Okenwa. Trying to move her around a little bit, not keeping her all the way outside by the pin. And then the block on Tansky. Big hole there between Okenwa and Robinson, but Tansky tried to go down the line.
Okenwa and Robinson put up a big block. They bring a lot to this offense and the defensive side of Albany. Emily Tansky had a tight ball there, and against a big block like that, it's not a surprise that it results in a point for Albany.
Yeah, the Great Danes with some of the better blockers in America East. Dolan had over 100 blocks this year. Okenwa was close to that mark. Maybe the best blocking team in America East. Leindecker's serve handled by Muses. Back set Petke, a roll shot. Okenwa with a pass. Out for Evering. Blocked. And UNH answers with a block out of the timeout. It's Petke and Ohava.
When Ohava is on with her block, Gabri puts that ball down. She is a weapon defensively for the Wildcats, and when she can set her block perfectly and nail that timing, you see a block like that that has no chance of being covered.
Tansky back to serve. Otero takes the pass. McCauley sets it up. Robinson's tip. Tansky there. Sievertson, a quick push out for Smith. Some side spin on that ball. Evering the pass, set to the middle. Okenwa turned it a little too far to the left.
Okenwa trying to cut around that big block put up by Ohava. Cuts it a little too much, ends up out of bounds, Emily Tansky back to serve. She's done a great job leading from this service line so far. The Wildcats are only 3 away from being up by 10.
Otero, another clean pass, sent to the outside. Evering finds room in the back.
Evering found that hole in the UNH block. There was a gap there between Ohlava and Petke, and there wasn't a defender on the UNH side that was dug into that seam. That was a perfectly placed swing.
Otero's serve, though, into the net. Another unforced error for the Great Danes, and anytime it feels like Albany's on the verge of getting a little momentum, it's snapped back to the Wildcats, either via a good play by UNH or an unforced error.
It's those little plays, those little unforced errors that make a big difference in championship games like this.
And an ace from Carlson. Got Otero that time, not easy.
It's rare to see Otero get ace, but back-to-back making a service error and then getting ace, that can take a toll on you mentally. So if this ball goes back to Otero, it's going to be interesting to see how she responds.
Deep serve, Otero has it cleanly. McCauley to Dolan, left-handed tip. Sievertson, Tansky clears everybody out, sets Petke. Otero with a dig off the block. McCauley goes back to Okenwa, stuffs it through.
Okenwa on fire here in the latter part of this second set. As Okenwa steps off the court, it'll be interesting to see if that energy from the Great Danes is going to be carried on, because so far she's the only player that I've seen on Albany's side that's really brought the energy and the passion to the game. 7
kills now for Okenwa to lead the way for Albany. Sievertson goes back to Petke, blocked. Sievertson picks it up. Tansky will try Smith for the 8-foot line, off Holmes, out of bounds. Kind of looked like Holmes was trying to get out of the way of that one.
I think she was. I think she was there to dig it and then realized at the last minute it might be going out of bounds. Made that split decision a little too late, got the touch. Hannah Petke back to serve for the Wildcats.
UNH 5 points from the finish line here in the second set. Trying to take a 2-0 lead in this championship match. McCauley for Evering, off the block. Smith, Sievertson with a swing. Dolan gets a piece off the block, makes the pass. That's okay. Evering shorts that one. Tried to hit the hard angle and just came up short.
UNH taking control here in the second game. We've seen a few unforced errors from the Wildcats, but overall they're playing calm and collected volleyball. This is the style of play that the Wildcats are most successful with. And Hannah Petke, the cool and calm kid herself, back to serve.
Float serve taken by Otero. Here is Dolan down the line, but wide.
We've seen a series of hitting errors here by Albany, and I don't know if that's a result of setting. You've seen a few of the hitters come up and talk to Michaela McCauley, but it just feels like they're playing really hesitant here in the second set.
Wildcats now with a 10-point lead, firmly in control here in set number 2. Petke down the line, pass from Linedecker, Evering off the block. Carlson can't punch it back towards the middle of the floor.
Carlson able to run that ball down and get a touch. That was an impressive touch. Even though it wasn't up, that was a lot of hustle. Albany able to put a ball down, get to 13, close that gap down to single digits now. In this server here for Albany, this rotation has been really successful for them in the past to get a long run. That's exactly what they're going to need here in order to close this gap and be competitive in the second set.
Hansen has 2 of the 3 aces today for Albany. Line drive, and there's another one. Off Carlson and up into the rafters.
This is a big rotation for Albany. The Wildcats need to side out early, execute that pass, and not let Hansen go on a long run. She has the ability to close this gap if the Wildcats don't respond quickly.
Well, certainly plenty of breathing room right now for UNH. Wildcats still have a timeout in their pocket if Hansen gets on a run. Another hard serve, Muses takes it. Sievertson sets it back to the senior, off the block, Otero the dig. Set outside, Linedecker, punched up nicely by Tansky. Carlson, Smith rolls it, Linedecker. McCauley, Dolan on the slide, finds room.
Courtney Bowman playing right back defense for the Wildcats, got sucked in really short on that ball, leaving the right back spot wide open for Albany to exploit.
Couple points from Hansen, trying to crawl Albany back into this. Another good pass from Muses, gets the set, and it is rejected by Linedecker.
Albany's starting to gain some life here. They are closing that gap up the serve of Hansen. Great serve receive by Demi Muses on that last ball, unable to put it away. It looks like UNH is going to use their second timeout. They still have a decent lead, but with the energy starting to develop on Albany's side, this game is getting closer and closer every point.
Second and final timeout taken by the Wildcats. Both teams have used all their timeouts as, again,
Great Danes huddle, heads back behind the bleachers. You get a look at the Albany huddle. Great Danes have reeled off 4 in a row and trying to get this second set back into range. UNH still firmly in control, trying to take a 2-0 lead. Wildcats won a back and forth first set, 25-22, pulling away down the stretch, but this second set has been all UNH up until the last few points.
So you see this last kill here by Amanda Dolan. There's no one in the right back defense for UNH because that right back player got sucked in, probably anticipating a tip from Dolan on that ball, but Dolan sees it, puts that ball perfectly in that open space on the court. Albany's giving it everything they have here in the second game because in the back of their mind, they know that if they go down 2-1 here in the championship, that's going to give UNH a lot of momentum going into that third set.
It is Hansen at the line. Her serve among all of Albany has given UNH's defense the most problems. Sophomore from out of Western New York, staying upstate to play her college volleyball. Sievertson, quick set to the outside. Smith blocked. Tansky keeps it alive, uses the bump set. Smith again, hard tip down the line and in.
Kennedy Smith does a great job of using that line as an outside player. She does have a pretty lethal cross-court shot, but that tip down the line was perfectly placed, and now the freshman goes back to serve.
Smith serve taken by Hansen. Overpass. McCauley got a piece of it. Sievertson on 2. Sends it over the top of the Albany defense.
That's what sets Keelan Sievertson apart from other setters in this conference. Other setters that take it over on 2, tip it over. Sievertson has the athletic ability to get up and get a nice swing on that ball and get a kill from her team here in the second game.
UNH fans rise to their feet on set point at 24-16. McCauley, Linedecker down the line.
That is what we expect to see out of a senior. Lainey Linedecker on game point, showing that she is not ready for her career to end. That was a great swing by Linedecker. Her team's still in it. They have a chance to get on a run here, gain some momentum to go into that third game.
Just the third kill for Linedecker. Here's the serve from Holmes. Carlson, Sievertson has to track it down. It's Tansky drilling it over the top. Trying to get a piece of the block that time, but nobody there.
Sievertson doing a great job of running that ball down and still getting off a perfect bump set for her outside hitter to take an aggressive swing.
Another serve from Holmes. Carlson. Sievertson will try Tansky again. The tip off the block and out of bounds. Tansky using the blockers to her advantage that time. And UNH takes the second set 25-18. Wildcats 1 set away from a 4th straight America East title.
The Wildcats go up by 2. That is a dominating lead going into a third set. Last year in the championships against Albany, I remember taking the court for that 4th game, and we were up 2-1. And that confidence that you have going into that set, knowing that you're in control of the match, we came out strong, we came out loud, we came out aggressive. Just like this swing from Emily Tansky, we ended up putting that ball down and winning the championship here in Ludholme.
Well, things can always change when you reach the long intermission break, and that's where we are now. Through 2 sets at Lundholm Gymnasium, UNH leads Albany 2-0. You're watching coverage of the America East Volleyball Championship here at AmericaEast.tv. Welcome back to Lundholm Gymnasium here on campus at the University of New Hampshire. Wildcats lead the Great Danes of Albany 2-0 as we get set to start the third set in just a little bit. America East and the You Can Play Project are committed to ensuring equality, respect, and safety for all athletes without regard to sexual orientation or gender identity. Visit youcanplayproject.org for more information. Ben Ultra here alongside former UNH libero Madison Lightfoot. And Madison, the Wildcats on top 2-0, a dominant second set performance, and UNH doing it by getting all of their hitters going.
UNH doing a great job of taking care of that first ball, able to get Demi Muses going early. Demi was 2-time player of the year, showing here why she won those accolades 2 years in a row. She's a big-time player. She brings a lot of athleticism and a lot of energy to the court. She's fun to watch, she's fun to play with, and she's a huge impact player for the Wildcats. But that's what's great about the Wildcats. They spread around the love in their offensive game. You see Emily Tansky, the freshman out of Michigan, showing here why she was on the all-rookie team and the first team all-conference. Emily Tansky earning a spot here in Ludholm as a starter for the Wildcats as a first-year student. She's equally fun to watch. She brings a diverse range of shots. Emily Tansky, Demi Musis, two key players here for UNH. But what's fun about UNH is that all around they're just very cohesive, strong, and they have a lot of depth as a team.
Well, all year the Wildcats have relied on really a trio of very talented freshmen to carry through what has been a 20-win season so far. And all three of those freshmen, you never know how they're going to play in sort of the big stage, but today they have all come up big. Tansky has 5 kills and 8 digs. Kennedy Smith has 6 kills to go along with a dig and a block. And Hannah Petke chipping in as well, 5 kills. She's not made an error.
What's really great about this UNH program is that we don't call our first-year students freshmen. We call them first-year students for a reason, because other than the fact that it's their first year at UNH, they're volleyball players just like everyone else. They're just as much a part of the team, and that really gives them an opportunity to show what they've got without that stigma of being a first-year student.
On the other side, if you're Albany, how do you try to turn the tide here in this third set? Pushed up by Otero. McCauley out of the back. Hansen off the net. Tansky the dig. Sievertson sets Olhava again the tip. Great reach by Otero. Here's Okenwa cross court and just wide.
So all the pressure is on Albany here in this third set. UNH is up by 2. As you said, they had a dominant performance in that second game. But with a hitter like Leanie Leindecker, and then you have your 2 hitters up front right now, Robinson and Okenwa, this game could go either way. Albany is here for a reason, and it's because they're a really solid team all around.
Sievertson the serve, taken by Holmes. Out of the middle, it's Okenwa blasting one to the corner.
Okenwa has been a force to be reckoned with all season, but particularly here on championship weekend. She's executed nearly every time the ball has been in her hand, and if I'm the Albany setter, Michaela McCauley, that's my go-to player so far in this game.
8 kills leading the way for the Great Danes is Okenwa. Carlson leans in to get that serve. Sievertson takes control in the third ball. McCauley, the back set, it's Okenwa again. It's blocked. No, never made it through to the block. Okenwa hammering it into the net.
UNH definitely had a double block on Okenwa. I think they're seeing what I'm seeing. They're seeing a big performance out of this young player. They're starting to key in on her as the biggest threat with this Albany offense.
Tansky's serve taken by Leindecker. McCauley sets it up for Evering. Dug by Muses. Sievertson back for Petke. The push. Otero reaches up to get it. Nobody can get to the second ball though.
So as a left back defender, those balls are tricky. You really need to hold your base. It feels really natural when you see someone go up for a tip to charge for that short ball, but you see it there. Otero charges, Petke sees, pushes it deep, point UNH.
Otero's pass. McCauley sets up Evering. Sievertson with a good first touch. Swing from Smith. Otero. McCauley to the middle. Robinson blocked by Olhava. A solo stuff.
Big block by Gabrielle Hava. The fans saw that, they felt it, they're on their feet. Gabrielle Hava, the sophomore out of Illinois, making a big statement here in the third game.
Part of the all-conference second team this year in America East. UNH looking to get out in front early again. McCauley, Robinson on the slide, wide. Thought it might have taken a deflection. Sounded like it hit one of the blockers, but ends up just going wide, and the Great Danes left looking for answers.
Emily Tansky in left back doing a great job of straddling that line so she can make an easy call out of bounds to put herself back at the service line.
McCauley tries Evering again, and that one beats the block.
Evering with a great swing down the line, catching the Wildcat defense off guard. When Chloe Evering is on and she's on fire, she can be hard to stop. If Michaela McCauley can start to evenly distribute those balls on her offense, she can get all of those weapons firing at the same time. It's definitely going to create some problems for this Wildcats team.
Otero back to serve, short serve, Muses gets under it. Back set, Petke rejected on the outside. That's a big stuff by Evering, her first block of the day.
When Albany can seal off that net and create a block like that, that's one of the only ways that you're going to stop the momentum of this UNH team. When they're in and they're bought into this game, UNH is dynamic. They play with passion and heart. That big block is one of the only things that's going to stop that train from rolling.
Petke around the block this time. The dig by McCauley. Set up here. Okenwa, the deep push is in. Muses let it go.
Now that's something that I haven't seen out of Okenwa so far in championship play. She has not really shown us that she has that deep push in her toolbox, but apparently she does. She caught Demi Musis sucked in a little bit on that ball. Beautiful kill by Okenwa for Albany.
3 straight points by the Great Danes, trying to even it up here early in the third. Sievertson for Smith. Down the line, Otero gets under it. Evering for the 10-foot line, roll shot, long.
Demi Musis not letting that deep ball get by her this time. Musis held back. That's what you want to see out of a middle back defender. You want to see someone that's disciplined, stays back, and has a wide range. Musis able to follow that ball all the way to the end line to get her teammate Sarah Carlson back to serve.
50-year senior, former member of the UNH hockey team, now the volleyball libero. Smith has to adjust to this one. Okenwa pushes it up. McCauley out for Evering, off the block. Tansky there. Sievertson, back set, Petke. No, just a little bit long in the back.
Hannah Petke's been really successful so far in this match. Although at the start of this game, we've seen 2 errors from Petke when she's gotten the ball. This freshman might be feeding into those emotions a little too much. The excitement in this gym can definitely change her style of play. She's gonna need to settle down a little bit and get back to the style that's made her so successful so far today.
Started with 5 kills, no errors in the first 2 sets, got blocked once and then just sending that one long. Smith, the dig by Otero, outside Evering. Off Sievertson, long run, Carlson won't get there.
That swing from Smith went perfectly into the platform of the Albany libero. Otero dug that ball up nicely. So far, UNH has been most successful when they can swing down the line into middle back. If I'm UNH, I'm avoiding the left side of the court because Otero is a great defender.
Pass from Tansky, Sievertson into the middle, it's Muses. Otero with another great dig. Middle back, it's Leindecker. Muses the free ball. Outside, Smith, the tip, diving in Holmes. Back row swing from Leindecker, Sievertson. Tansky sets up Petke, big rip down the line. Otero can't handle that one.
I think Hannah Petke may have heard me earlier today. That was a great swing, that was a great response. Hannah Petke reminding me not to make a call too soon because she is here, she is on, and she is bringing the kills for this Wildcats team.
How about Tansky, the confidence as a backup setter? She's got 4 assists now today too.
Tansky has great hands. She's an all-around phenomenal player.
McCauley outside, it's Evering again, the tip dug up easily. Sievertson pushes through the block, Otero's there. Swing and a whistle on Albany. Back row attack for McCauley.
Michaela McCauley looks a little confused on that call because she said that she's a front row player. So that was an interesting call by the ref. Michaela McCauley's front row, but he called her on a back row attack.
Petke with the serve. Holmes, McCauley sets it up for Evering. That one's rejected. Muses with a big stuff along with Sievertson.
Demi Muses and Keelan Sievertson, that's a senior block that are used to playing together. They know each other really well. Sievertson able to set that block up nicely. Muses closing, and you see that signature Demi Muses celebration after the big point.
Petke's serve, taken by Otero. McCauley to Dolan. Carlson, it's an overpass. Sievertson get a piece. Carlson there. Sievertson the deep push. Leindecker, McCauley, Dolan again. Carlson another dig. Sievertson sets up Smith. Off the block, Leindecker another dig. McCauley pushes it out. Evering blocked again. Punched up. McCauley, Evering, roll shot, wide.
That was a good effort on that 4-4 shot by Evering, but the Wildcats ready to read that. Wildcats definitely moving really well off the ball, able to pick up these off-speed shots and make things look easy. Forcing Albany into a timeout. Wildcats up 10-6 here in the 3rd set.
First timeout called by the Great Danes here in this 3rd set. You just feel like Albany is continuing to search for answers on offense.
Definitely. These Wildcats are not making it easy here. The Wildcats putting up a big block on the net, just like that one you see there, but also playing really strong defensively all around the court, forcing those hitting errors just like that because UNH seems to be everywhere right now.
And with that last miss by Evering, the Great Danes have dipped below 100 in terms of their hitting percentage for the match. UNH still strong at 204. And you can see 8 more errors on the Albany side. Fans, you can watch America East games and other video content wherever and whenever you want. AmericaEast.tv delivers live streaming of games and on-demand content online or on your tablet or phone, all for free, all at AmericaEast.tv. Very exciting time. We've got the America East Volleyball Championship today for free on AmericaEast.tv. And we're just starting to get into the teeth of the winter sports season, hockey, basketball. It's a great time to be an America East fan.
It definitely is. And right now, America East fans tuned in all over, seeing a great volleyball game. Very competitive match with two phenomenal volleyball teams. Right now, the Wildcats up by 4.
And the Great Danes dig out of the early hole. McCauley to the middle. Evering sent it wide. Another miss by the freshman.
Those unforced errors are going to cost you here in this third set. With every one of those errors, it just feeds into the momentum that the Wildcats had coming into this third game.
Petke continues her run at the service line. Tough serve. McCauley. Evering again goes to the tip, and it drops in front of Petke that time.
That was a smart decision by the freshman. It mixed up her shots. She hasn't been particularly successful in the past few plays with her big swings, but she looks for the tip, she finds it, it scores. Albany back into one of their strongest rotations. We've seen a few runs come out of this serve, so let's see how the Wildcats respond.
Gabrielle Hansen, the sophomore, to serve for Albany. Pass from Carlson. Sievertson, long set. That one's blown dead for a double contact.
That's something that you don't see often from the setter of the year, is a double contact. That ball was pulled pretty far off the net. Keelan Sievertson struggles to get around it and get a clean set out of it. That's an unforced error, point for Albany.
Usually a dead giveaway when there's that much spin on the ball off the setter's hands.
Definitely.
Muses, Sievertson, a clean set this time. It's Smith, off Hansen, high into the roof. Otero, Leindecker elects to push. Sievertson to Muses, out of the middle, big rip from Demi Muses.
Big swing by Muses out of the middle. Demi Muses showing once again why she's player of the year. That was the biggest swing that I've seen from Muses so far this weekend.
And a lot of slide balls today for Muses. That a true set out of the middle. Otero to McCauley, finds the line.
The Wildcats definitely need to be ready to run through those shots from Michaela McCauley. When times get tough, she seems to take control of this game and take balls over on two like that. Wildcats need to get their running shoes on and run through some of those balls.
Dolan, the grad student, back to serve now for Albany. Deep serve, Carlson. Sievertson in the middle, Muses again. Hansen finds it. Popped up by Holmes, Leindecker, roll shot wide.
The Wildcats definitely playing crisp volleyball here in the third game. Like I said before, the pressure is on Albany right now to see how they respond from this two-game deficit. Demi Muses back to serve. She does a great job of leading from all positions. Let's see how she does from the service line.
Overpass, Ohava, Sievertson, back to Ohava, and she fires it wide. Albany trailed 5-1 at the start of this third set. And it's been a battle for the Great Danes to get back in it since. Otero pulled them within one, but they've never been able to draw even.
Michaela McCauley now back row. Let's see if UNH can utilize the fact that there's a back row setter and go at her on that first contact.
Swing from Tansky, no, it's a tip. Great dig by McCauley. Okenwa sets, Leindecker, Carlson there. Sievertson, Tansky again, cross court and in.
Otero seems to not think that ball fell in. She thinks it went a little bit wide, but that's a point for UNH. Keelan Sievertson back from the service line.
Tansky may have gotten a little help with that little deflection off the net. We'll take another look here.
It looks to me like that ball landed in. It was close, but I think it might have clipped that line.
Kill number 6 for Tansky. Serve from Sievertson, challenges Leindecker. McCauley goes back to Leindecker, and she puts it in the net. Tough day so far for Lainey Leindecker.
Definitely not the performance that we expected to see out of this senior, but we're still decently early in the third set. Still a lot of time for her to pick up her game and start to show us that she's the impact player we all know she is.
3 kills, 5 errors for the senior from Ohio. In addition, it looks like UNH is targeting her on the serve.
It looks like they are, and that's a smart move. When you have a key player like that to go at them on service, even get in their head, smart move by the Wildcats.
That one in on the back line. Leindecker snaps herself out of the funk.
That seam is a real vulnerability for the Wildcats defense. The middle back and the left back need to cross on that ball. One of them needs to take ownership. It looked like a little bit of a communication there between Muses and Carlson.
Leindecker back to serve now. Float serve, Carlson, Sievertson, Tansky. Blocked but out of bounds.
That's a big block put up there by the Great Danes, but that ball deflected out. Emily Tansky able to use that big block for her advantage to get a tool and a point.
How about 3 players now for UNH, each with 7 kills or better?
Definitely a widespread offense here for the Wildcats.
Evering off the block, Muses a dig, Sievertson. Roll shot, Petke, Otero diving in. Push out of the back by Leindecker. Sievertson gets under it. Muses from the back row. Overpass, out of bounds.
That point ended up in a point for the Wildcats, but that was a great up by the libero on the Albany side. Otero laying out, looking graceful and in control of that dig.
Timeout taken by Albany. Second and final timeout for the Great Danes. Might be last stand time here for the visitors.
It definitely looks like they're getting a break from that Wildcat student section, though. Being on the other side of the gym might help out, give their coach MJ a chance to talk strategy. She's really great at picking apart other teams' defenses, so I'm curious to see what she's saying to her team right now.
MJ Engstrom, a three-time American Coach of the Year, including last season. Fans, are you a former American student athlete interested in staying connected with the conference, networking with other former student athletes like my partner Madison Lightfoot, professional development opportunities, and more? Find out more by searching for the American East Alumni Network on LinkedIn and request to join.
As an alumni of this conference, it's great to have opportunities to stay connected, feel involved, and be a part of such a great conference like the America East.
Well, and I'm sure just being a recent graduate, it feels nice to get back here on campus for such a festive atmosphere.
I know, I'm still struggling with the term alumni because I'm pretty recent. It makes me feel a little dated, but I'm going to embrace it and roll with it here today as my alma mater is putting on a great showing and making me really proud to be a Wildcat alum.
UNH fans getting into it once again. Wildcats on top 17-11 here in the third set. Trying to close out a straight set victory and a fourth straight American East title. A friendly ace off the net for Muses. Or make that Tansky.
The energy here in this gym has just elevated after that timeout. You saw the fans getting into it, and then just off that ace from Tansky, Wildcats are starting to build even more momentum in this third set.
It's kind of a symbol of how the day has gone for Albany. Tansky misses that one a little bit wide.
But like I said, as a first-year student, sometimes that adrenaline, that momentum, even when it's in your favor, can start to feed into your game a little too much and take control of some of the skills that you've really relied on all season.
Serve from Otero off the net. Muses gets to it. Set for Petke. That one into the fifth row.
It looked like Petke was going for high hands there. What I mean by that is when there's a big block in front of you and you don't have the shot, you can aim high to try to get a touch off that block and get a point. Petke aiming just a little too high on that one, skying that ball out of bounds.
Otero's serve, taken by Kennedy Smith. Set back for the freshman, hard driven off the block and out of bounds.
Looks like there was a touch there by the Albany block, though. That's going to result in a Wildcats point. That's the high hand shot that I was just talking about. Getting a touch off that block, getting it in a position where the defense can't run it down. Great play by the first-year student out of Texas.
Carlson back to serve. Leindecker, high pass, McCauley. And that one blown dead, double contact, a lot of spin on that ball.
That's a tough, unforced error to make to put the Wildcats up to 20 points here with a 7-point lead. I think that error is going to cost Albany ultimately here in the end of that game. That's a tough error to make this close in a third set.
Leindecker the pass again, McCauley back set, it's Okenwa blocked, kept alive by McCauley. Otero will try Evering, that one over the block, Carlson. Sievertson in the middle, Muses a push to the corner, Leindecker reads it well. McCauley back to Evering, off the block and out of bounds. There's Evering using that block to her advantage.
The first-year student showing that she is here. She is not ready to be done with her first year as a Great Dane. Fighting hard, keeping her team within 6 points. Wildcats still up, Albany back to serve.
Evering and Okenwa tied for the team lead now with 9 kills each. Serve from Holmes. Carlson the pass, Sievertson to Muses. Great block set up there by Dolan and Evering.
Amanda Dolan read that ball perfectly. Dolan puts up a big block. She is tough to get around when she reads you really well. You see it there. Muses, she's one of the best hitters in the conference, unable to get around Dolan on that ball.
Demi Muses, the only player in the America East with more than 300 kills and 300 digs. Smith, big rip down the line off the block. Nothing McCauley could do about that.
What a tool by the first-year student for UNH. She's using that block to her advantage so far in this third game. The Wildcats within 4 points of sweeping the Great Danes for a championship.
Albany going to take some time here, get a sub into the game. Evering replaced by Chloe Lamb, 6-foot sophomore from Temperance, Michigan. Maybe looking for a little bit of added height.
Definitely trying to give the Wildcats a new look.
Well, this is the rotation that Albany struggled with last time, and McCauley, after getting called for that back row attack, maybe got in her own head that she could not hit the ball.
Definitely, I think that's a great analysis on this game.
Dolan blocked, stays tight to the net on the Albany side. How about Otero finding some space?
It's rare that you see a libero get a kill in a game, but Otero is a fighter. She works hard, she makes things happen, and she is not giving up on this game.
4th kill all year for the sophomore from Puerto Rico. Those always get stored in the memory bank, right?
Oh, definitely. I could probably name all one of mine that I had in my career.
Albany creeping back now within 5. Here's the serve from Hansen. Carlson an overpass, slam back down by Linedecker.
This is Albany's strongest rotation by far. What the Wildcats need to do here is take care of that first ball, get a solid pass up to their setter, side out quickly, and not let Albany get on a run.
Hansen again with the line drive. Bowman, tough pass, tipped, kept alive. Smith, Sievertson saves the point. Otero blocked up front by Muses. Albany can't put it over.
All around a scramble on both sides of the net. Demi Muses showing that senior strength, digging that ball up, laying out, giving your team a chance to stay in it.
And great body control to stay out from under the net.
Definitely the play by an experienced senior.
UNH now 3 points from the finish. Smith goes at Dolan on the serve. Linedecker. Carlson the dig. Sievertson for Muses. Just wide.
Muses just wide on that ball. Wildcats still have a 4-point lead. They can side out early here and maintain control. That'll be key.
Emily Zimmerman in to serve now for Albany. Need a run here. Sievertson sets it out for Tansky. Cross court, kept alive. Sievertson for Muses. The deep tip to the corner. It's in.
Demi Muses with a clutch play, taking her eye off the ball, able to see the Albany defense capitalizing on the fact that libero Nicole Otero is not in for that point because she probably could have ran that ball down. Great play by Muses. She now goes back row to show us what she has from the service line and defensively.
The senior, the first player now in double digits with 10 kills. Otero's pass taken by McCauley. Linedecker swing. Muses all over it. Sievertson over on 2. Finds room.
It looked like Otero was anticipating that setter dump, but she's too tight. Keelan Sievertson able to capitalize. You can feel the energy here as the Wildcats are 1 point away from sweeping the Great Danes for their 4th consecutive championship.
Set point, match point, championship point. UNH short serve taken by Hansen. Linedecker around the block. Carlson keeps it alive. Sievertson, Tansky, the swing. Otero the dig. McCauley out for Linedecker. Blocked. Linedecker punches it up, tipped over. Bowman, Sievertson, Ohava, Hansen kept alive. Tipped Ohava the block. Here's the swing. Muses, Sievertson, Tansky again. Down the line, great dig Holmes. McCauley to the back row. Hansen a roll shot. Diving effort, Bowman. Sievertson to Ohava. Off of Hansen. Off the net and out. And UNH has done it. 4 in a row for the Wildcats.
The Wildcats with a big win, their 4th consecutive win here in Ludholm. 4 wins for these seniors. It was a big point, an exciting game, and a respectable effort by the Albany Great Danes.
Perhaps the best rally of the day. Ohava able to finish it off with another huge rip, and UNH has won it in straight sets. 25-22, 25-18, 25-18. UNH going to the big dance for the 4th year in a row.
This is definitely a proud moment to be a Wildcats alum, to be a part of 3 of those 4 championships, and to be here to watch them win the 4th. I could not be more proud of this team. It was a great game all around. A UNH and Albany matchup is always fun to watch. UNH keeping the winning streak here live in Ludholm.
Demi Muses with a handful of championship hats, passing them around to her teammates. The senior led the way today, a double-double, 10 kills, 10 digs, 3 blocks as well, all of them seeming to come at pivotal moments, and the Wildcats can celebrate a 4th consecutive America East championship.
Demi Muses with a great performance here in Ludholm, all around, great effort, great team win. You see the Wildcats starting to celebrate with their championship hats. You can feel the electricity here in this gym.
They're getting ready for the official trophy presentation. We'll have that for you when we come back here to Ludholm Gymnasium UNH, for the 4th year in a row, champions of the America East.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, please focus your attention on the awards area on the court where Jared Hager of the America East Conference will present the 2016 America East Volleyball Championship Awards. We'll now present the 2016 America East Volleyball All-Championship team. Please come forward to accept your award. Named to this year's squad for their outstanding play throughout the championship are Zoya Trendafilova from UMBC and Gabby Alisea from Binghamton. From Albany, Lainey Lungdecker. From Albany, Nicole Otero. From UNH, Sarah Carlson. From UNH, Demi Music. And from UNH, Keelan Sievertson. The championship's most outstanding player award is presented this evening to Keelan Sievertson from UNH. We will now recognize the winner of the America East Elite 17 Award. The award recognizes the student athlete competing in today's championship match for her academic and athletic achievements. With a 3.76 majoring in occupational therapy, the 2016 America East Elite 18 Award is presented to Courtney Bowman from New Hampshire. Congratulations goes out to all the individual award winners. And now for the team awards. Will the team captains from the Albany Great Danes please come forward to accept the 2016 America East Volleyball Runner-Up Trophy? And now the 2016 America East champions, the New Hampshire Wildcats. We now ask that the team captains from UNH please come forward to accept the championship trophy. Congratulations goes out to all the teams competing in this weekend's tournament. On behalf of the entire America East staff and its member institutions, we'd like to thank you for your support of America East Volleyball. The University of New Hampshire deserves special thanks for hosting this weekend's activities and doing such a great job ensuring a championship atmosphere. Have a great evening and please drive home safely. It is a great day to be a Wildcat.
Well, there you have it. UNH celebrating a 4th straight America East championship. And right now, Madison Lightfoot is over with the America East Championship's most outstanding player, UNH sitter, Keelan Sievertson. Madison?
I'm here with Keelan Sievertson, the most outstanding player in this tournament and 2-time setter of the year for the America East. Keelan, how does it feel to win 4 straight consecutive championships?
Oh my God. It's like indescribable happiness.
I can see it from your face. You are glowing. You had a phenomenal performance here this weekend. Can you just tell me a little bit about how special it is to do that at home?
You know, like Dorothy says, there's no place like home, and I would have never wanted to win my last championship anywhere other than at Lundholm.
You have had a phenomenal career here at UNH. You have been a pleasure to watch over the last 4 years. Do you have any last remarks about winning today?
I'm just real glad our season's not over.
Well, you have it. You hear it here from Keelan Sievertson. The Wildcats are not done. Keelan Sievertson is ready to lead her team to the NCAA championships.
All right, thank you very much, Madison. And you could hear Keelan Sievertson a little bit choked up there, obviously expending a lot of energy in the match so far today. And coming up, it looks like UNH coach Jill Hershinger standing by now with Madison.
I'm here now live with Jill Hershinger, the head coach from UNH, who just won her 4th consecutive championship. Jill, how does it feel?
It feels awesome. It's a credit to the players. They've really worked hard, from the alumni who established our culture to the present players that we have right now.
Well, your culture was evident. You left it better than you found it. You got one more here in Ludholm. Can you speak to how special this is for the seniors who just won their 4th one?
Oh, it's amazing that, for one, they hosted it for 4 years, but no other player in the conference has won it since they've had their eligibility, which is pretty phenomenal. We're really excited about it. We wanted to bring it back. Great crowd here tonight. It was awesome.
Well, thank you. You hear it from Jill Hershinger. Her seniors led the way to a 4th championship, and they're excited to do it home in Ludholm.
Well, thank you very much, Madison. Certainly a tremendous performance by UNH tonight as they get to work on cutting up the net. Going to take a little bit longer than maybe for a basketball team would to cut down the net here at Lundholm. But UNH is happy to do it for the 4th year in a row. The Wildcats are headed to the NCAA tournament. The final score, once again, UNH in straight sets, 3-0 over Albany. On behalf of my broadcast partner Madison Lightfoot and our producer KJ Cardinal, our entire PAC Network crew, I'm Ben Ulcher saying good night from Durham, New Hampshire, where the UNH Wildcats are 4-time America East champions.